Captain, you ready? Captain.
What the? I guess I'm the captain now. Proceed.
What is going on, everybody out there in podcast land?
What the fuck is going on around here?
Hello, my darlings.
Whole lot of lateness.
Tisk tisk.
Sorry about that. My fault entirely. Long day at work. You know how it happens.
Life first, always.
Oh, life indeed first. But we're all here. Our weekly Tuesday night ritual.
That's right. We're all here for the dope show.
We are. I see a lot of familiar faces in the chat. What's going on? Matt Frapp, The Smoke Ring, Budsy Ohio, Paranoid Grower, Ganic, Kush Cat. What up, everybody?
Make sure you be hitting that fucking like button. Or I'm going to come smash you with this fucking new bong I just bought.
That's right.
Ooh, let's see it.
Smash the like button or I will smash your kneecaps.
Well,
so yeah, I am about to smoke my first bong of the day, which I don't think has ever happened this late in the day. I've never smoked my first bong of the day on the show. Amazing. Okay. I am that committed to the cause. I don't miss a morning.
Yeah, I usually always take, a couple of fucking rips to get me going for the day.
I usually do. I had to.
Why not this morning?
Rush out of the house to fight a traffic court ticket. I had to be at traffic court in a town far, far away.
Okay.
So, I didn't want to show up looking like too spaced out either. I figured I'd have a better chance of getting off, looking chipper in the morning.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pleased to say I got off. I fought the ticket and I won.
Did the cop show up?
No.
Yeah, that's how you won. Yeah,
of course not. And so while this is my first bong of the day, on days like this when I'm on the road for 10, 11, 12 hours, I know I've said it before, but I am just old school. I survive on days like this with my one hitter. I'm still ripping the old metal one hitter in the dugout. Little bit of weed in that holder part of the case.
But not today.
No, I was smoking the one hitter. I can smoke a one hitter. This is my first bong rip. It's not like I've been high today.
I thought this was your first time consuming today. I'm like, holy fuck, man.
No, I don't know if I would have made it.
Okay.
I don't know if I'd have made it.
Way more sense. Way more sense. All right, I'm with you now. Proceed.
Yeah. But just little bitty one hitters. They do the trick when you're on the road and you just need a little pick me up or a little put me down, whichever you prefer.
Put you down.
Put me down. Aw, that sounds mean.
But yeah, so my first bong of the day is, I think I was smoking it last week, that AK Ghost Breath from Opie.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still smoking OPP, so I'm enjoying the hell out of this, man. Thank you, OP. This is my my one and only at the moment. I've been enjoying it tremendously, though. For the first bong of the day, though, I'm interested to see how this affects me. Let's give it a whirl.
Okay.
Um, um, um.
Ooh.
You tend to hit like a truck, like the first really big full hit of the day. Like if you truly want the effects of your weed, smoke it first thing.
Oh, that's a good one, man. It's a really good one. I'd say it's like 80% just earthy, a little bit of gas in there, a little bit of like dark berry kind of flavor too. But very good. And it like immediately I can feel it right behind the eyes, just like I like it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I like it.
Sounds nice.
Yeah. What are you guys rolling with tonight?
I want to see Monster's new bong.
Oh, new bong. That's
Very
tiny.
nice.
Yeah, I don't like them that big.
It's
I
so
told you
cute.
that. I like them nice and small.
Yeah.
Rips perfectly.
Oh,
Less
beautiful
space,
ash
more
catcher.
flavor.
Ash catcher is almost as big as the bong, but yeah. Yep.
Gotta have the ash catcher.
All right, so what's in there?
This is some grape jalapeno.
Ooh.
Nice.
Good podcast weed.
Okay.
Definitely. It's
Sounds delicious.
one of those strains that like you smoke it and you become like acutely aware of your entire surroundings.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you become acutely aware of the fact that you think you're gonna get shit done, but you don't get anything done.
So it's a motivator, but like it scrambles your brain at the same time. I dealt with the same kind of thing where I think I had to go to Target to get something and it was not a successful trip after smoking the grape jalapeno.
Okay.
Oh. But yeah, I know that anyone growing it's going to enjoy it for sure.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of people that did even purchase it, never mind growing it. So,
there's a few.
Definitely a few. Always a few outliers.
But it was definitely a slept on strain in the grow along for
yeah.
sure.
I would say overall that I think it was slept on. Absolutely.
Well, excited to hear all the community's grow reports too.
See
how they like it. I know Joint's been getting like some strange like comments in my Instagram DMs from Joint. Shortly followed by oh sorry, I just smoked some grape jalapeno. I'm like high out of my gourd, like, tripping kind of high, just like contemplating the universe type weed, and then he has to run one of his like exciting new theories by me. Like, yeah, it's great. It's definitely like creative, energetic, engaging type weed, and I love that every once in a while.
Conspiracy weed.
Yeah,
dun, dun, dun.
for sure. You'll be going down all sorts of rabbit holes with that one.
Okay, so real quick, how much would you pay for this piece? We have this lovely crafted bowl with a little handle on it. I think it's pretty nifty. Okay.
Cute.
We have the ash catcher. Okay. And then the star of the show, bong itself.
Little 8-inch, 10-inch.
I don't know. It's bigger than my last bong. So the last one's over there. It's just out of reach.
Yeah, I'd say about 250.
For comparison, here's a Powerade bottle. It's bigger than a Powerade ball.
Okay.
If it's
About 10.
kind of like brand X, but like solid glass that's not going to break like at the first ding, I'd say the full kit like 150,
150.
I'd go
175.
higher than that.
Any other?
I'd go
Any other?
250.
It is roughly 11 inches.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I like 200.
So the bong was 40.
Wow.
Really?
Yep.
I'm so surprised it was so cheap.
The ash catcher was 30.
Wow.
And the bowl was 20.
So all in, you're at 90.
Shock. I think glass is way more expensive, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty.
All in less than $100. Are you gonna beat that?
Where'd you get it from? Like a place local to you?
Yeah, there's this place called, I think it's actually called Cigarette City, or something like that. But they have
Gross.
like on the end of the establishment, I guess, on the end of the store, they have like a sub store that's just for pipes and glass and like papers and shit. And I went in. I was like, I kind of want something new, so I went in and I checked it out, and here we go.
Wow.
Every once in a while, you got to upgrade the smoking implement
I
collection.
can't even tell you the last time I bought a new piece of glass. So, yeah, my other one was old and tired. It still works, but I like this.
Nice.
It's nice to have choices.
Yeah.
Didn't really get a look at like the body of it, but is it more just beaker, or are there a lot of carbs and
No,
shit like
it's
that?
more just beaker. I'll take it's just a traditional beaker bong with
Gotcha.
Yep.
With those the percolator like in the
which
pipe
I'm
part of it.
which I'm not super crazy about, to be honest with you. Those things tend to get clogged, but it's almost hard to buy one these days without them.
Yeah.
I feel like
real.
they all. I feel
they
like
all
they
have
all have
some kind of percolator in
Yeah.
there. And
Yeah.
I think with your ash catcher
and
like-
the ash catcher won't fit in straight. You know what I mean? It's only will go in offset, which I kind of like. I kind of like it offset.
Yeah.
Because it makes it less prone to tipping over. If all the weight is forward.
Yeah, it kind of balances the bong a little.
Yeah. So the guy was trying to actually talk me out of this catcher because he's like, "Oh, it doesn't really fit." I'm like, "I think it fits good. It goes in all the way. Like if I, it's not like it's stopping it from making a good seal. It's just it only goes in sideways, which I kind of like."
Yeah. Hold that whole thing up again. Let me see it. Yeah, dude, it's got a vibe to it. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely like that.
Yeah.
Now, when you fill up I use as little water in my bong as possible.
It's funny you mentioned that. I do have one complaint about this. The downstem that goes to the base isn't that long. So I may have to change that out so I can put less water in the bottom.
You're
But
getting
no,
like splash in the mouth because
I'm
short.
not because you have this other chamber here,
Okay.
which takes water as well. So I'm not. That would be a deal breaker for me.
Yeah, dude, I hate a splasher.
I would like to add, because you don't need that much water at the bottom. I'd like to have a little bit less water with a longer downstem to achieve that.
Well, it's a very well thought out bong selection, I must say.
Mm-hmm.
And you ain't that late because we didn't even stop till 9:30. So,
Yeah, right. We were late tonight, Snow.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
it's all
Don't
good.
worry. So, how long do you typically like? How long can you keep a glass piece, or do you break them, or do they last forever?
I
What's
typically
their
get simple glass pieces because I do break the more extravagant ones. Like
gotcha?
we'll see how long I'm able to hold on to this. You know, the ash catcher is what kind of is the variable, right? It makes it more bulky. You're liable to kind of, you know, whack it more. I don't know.
Oh, for
Mhm.
sure. That's what,
Uh,
like,
Especially those
the
connections. Ugh.
if you got a
yeah,
dog or a cat, it'll walk past it and like
luckily my cat
hit
doesn't
that.
come in. Cats don't come in here, and my dog really doesn't come in here much either. So, and you know, I have it on my desk up here, away from. So really, it's all up to me. As long as I put it off to the side every time when I'm not using it, I think it'll be all right. It's very sturdy. It's not really top heavy. It doesn't want to tip over, which is important. I think a lot of times bongs are very top heavy
Nice.
and they tip over. That's a setup for failure for me. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. And again, I don't spend big money on glass. You know, less than $100 here. I'm not going to be crying if it fucking breaks. You know,
Yeah. Well,
I'll just it'll be all right.
that's why you went for the value purchase. It's
Yeah.
always a good deal. I love it. I love it.
It's a good idea to have multiple bongs anyway. If somebody comes over and they have a cold, you don't want to be sharing a bong with them. Give them their own bong.
Truth. Or if, like my wife hogs the bong. Like, I want to smoke a bong now. No, I want to smoke a bong now. Well, guess what? We
Okay,
have two on the coffee table,
there
a
you go.
his and a hers.
Luckily, my wife
Everybody
don't
gets a bong.
smoke, so that's not a problem for me.
Oh, my wife's worse than I am. So,
Or better than.
touche. Dude, I'm gonna say it one more time. I need you to hit the fucking mute button when you cough.
My
Okay?
bad.
Please, please. The audience needs you to as well. But I know we all forget. We all forget. And we're all smoking all night. But the audience should expect some. But yeah, thank you. G3, did you give us what you're smoking on tonight?
No.
Oh, no. Um, so I have Golden Goat, but it's only 3 days into cure. So this
Okay.
is the one that I thought that I fried, which I kind of did. Some of it turned out to be salvageable, which is good. I like totally freaked out in the Discord. I was like, what do I do with this flour? It's garbage. Now I dried it for way too long because I literally forgot about it in dry
Oh no.
for like
That
48 extra
that's
hours,
bad.
which is a long time in dry. But
Yeah, it
she
is.
was in good conditions. I think that really helped. But yeah, she was really crispy. But then I chucked her some jars and put some leaves in there with her, some like fresh leaves in with her, and some of it was actually salvageable. So this is her a couple days into cure, and I was like, I have a couple of these, and the rest of it's gonna go into edibles. I'm gonna try pressing some of it. But she's like,
Gotcha.
she has this like almost like a vanilla with it. It's crazy.
I like
She's
vanilla.
she's close to Golden Goat, but she's not Golden Goat.
Is
Very close
this
though,
the one that
like a
like
sister.
you didn't really like all through grow because you said it
Yeah,
was
I
very
didn't.
chemi?
She was super chemi, and she's less chemi now, and now it smells
Yeah,
almost like vanilla like. So it just goes to show
that's
you how
weird.
much they change in dry and cure. And she still has,
Amen.
some weeks to go in cure before I really pop her open.
How are the effects?
She's not super crazy psychoactive. So I wouldn't say that she has really high THC, but she's nice. She's chill and calm. I wouldn't say she gives me the same level of focus as I'm used to with Golden Goat, which is one of the reasons why Golden Goat works for me so well. It makes me super focused and I can get a ton accomplished on it, and I love it because it makes me super
Mm,
productive. This is like I'm awake and I'm paying attention, but I don't really have that drive to get anything done, which is what I'm missing. So she's nice. She's just not what I'm looking for, you know? And it's hard. That's like I hate to compare it to this, but it's like, say you have this great dog. You love this dog. This is the best dog you've ever had. Like, dog of your life, soul dog. And this dog passes away, and you get another dog. You can't help but compare this dog to the perfect dog. That's what I'm doing. I'm comparing this like very nice strain to this almost perfect
The one
ideal
that
in my
you.
mind. So it can't help but be mediocre.
So
And it's
I'm
not
sorry. What is the
just like
ideal
it.
though that you're comparing it to? Like what?
So
What's the best? Like yeah.
best golden goat I've ever had was, oh my gosh, probably 3 years ago.
And that's what made you want to grow this yourself because
Yeah,
you're
just
like
because
I'm
I
gonna
tried
possibly
it, I
get that.
loved it. Yep. I was looking for those same effects. It was just like that. You smoke a strain and you're like, wow, that was great. Wow, loved that.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you kind of keep that tucked away in the back of your mind. If you ever get a chance, like maybe you'll grow that. So I have this, but I have this whole huge pack of these seeds, and
Ah,
we know how many different there are. I grew one. So I'm
okay. That
gonna
was my
grow a
question.
whole bunch and see, because there's bound to be ones that are on
Yeah.
a whole spectrum. And so in that pack, there's bound to be something that is very close to what I'm looking for, or
I would
maybe
think so.
even
I would have to
better.
think so.
So what I really need to do is plant all of them.
Pop the pack. You got to do, a little pheno hunt would,
Yeah. So
and
that will be coming in the future. Now that I've grown her once and I kind of know what she likes and I've gotten used to her as a plant, I have an idea of how to grow her sisters as well. So that'll be
awesome,
coming. Golden goat pheno hunt.
awesome. Well, it's
I need some auto flowers for a bit, to tell you the truth. Like,
I know.
photos are so high maintenance.
We should like I'm thinking of popping some of those like tangy, like like the tangy crossed with it was that Mr. Auto Grow one. If you're interested, it's I think it's a yeah, they are auto flowers. They're at generation 4, the like hash dumping auto.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, want to grow some autos with me
Sure. I'll
after I
pop them.
sterilize my tent. That's probably what I'm going to do
Oh
after this
gosh,
harvest. But
you gotta fully
After you sell
eradicate.
your house,
yeah, exactly.
How close are you to harvest?
I'm getting there. Probably I'll be in the harvest window by the weekend. And then I want to push it like another couple days. If I'm being honest, I'll harvest not this coming weekend, but the weekend after. So
Okay, so
like
what does
12
the
days.
battlefield look like right now? How
It
much
is
ground have they conquered?
next to none. I have not ceded an
Wow.
inch, and the battlefield is littered with the carcasses of fallen spider mite soldiers.
okay,
They
though.
just they
Congrats, sir.
can't handle the organic pain that I've been putting them through. No, listen, and there are a lot of dead ones when I'm examining the leaves. First of all, there's really not that many to begin with, but the ones that I am seeing are dead, and like I'll always catch like one or two live ones, but they're always the nymphs. I feel like the
That's a good
organic
sign.
sprays are not good at killing the eggs, so they do still hatch, which means you need to keep up with the sprays, but I have been, and yeah, we're getting there. But it hasn't been fun. It really
What
hasn't.
of your multifaceted attacks do you deem the most efficient, and which ones do you feel were a waste of time?
Love the question. Of all the spraying that I've done, I've tried every organic remedy possible under the sun. Okay, the last one that I got. Okay, most recently I got it a week and a half ago. It's called Organishield.
Yeah, I've heard of that product.
Heard of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
It's a different type of
It's super
product.
concentrated.
Yeah, and it's not like oil based, and it's not like citric acid. It's a different thing which acts in a different way. I think that this is like super effective stuff. I think it's better than Zymes at doing what I need it to do at least. And yeah, I like it sprays well and it kills on contact. So I'm digging that stuff. Least effective, I'm gonna have to go predator mites. They were a fucking waste of money.
Yeah.
Total waste of money. And then like you think about it more and you're just like, why would I want to introduce more microscopic bugs into my garden? Like
Yeah.
they still poop, you know?
Exactly. I've always had the same thought process. It's kind of I no shade against anybody that's done it, but to me, it just seems like a fucking ridiculous idea.
Yeah, and the
It's like
ladybugs
archaic.
too. They were terrible.
I like
It,
the idea of it. I think it's, I don't
yeah,
know.
because you're
There's
like
something
earthy,
somewhat
crunchy, and
right. There's something somewhat romantic about it, but
I get
I
it.
There
understand
is, there is.
it's not as effective
But I
as
need,
we would
yeah,
like it to be.
I need effectiveness to
Yeah.
warrant the juice was not worth the squeeze on that.
It's like
Especially
rubbing
not the
essential
ladybugs.
oils on an ankle, fucking on a broken ankle. It's just not going to help.
Oh, well, I think that's
So-
bullshit. So.
We do, I do agree with Budsy Ohio says, you're better off using that in an outdoor grow for sure. Like predator bugs can definitely be effective, like kind of in concert with a bunch of other things you got going on.
I'd say that like if you had naturally occurring predator bugs that were taking care of the problem, but like adding them, yeah, I'm a hard no on that.
Yeah, I didn't have a good experience. I know
How much
there
was
are
it?
people who've done it. I think I spent like $50.
No, you won't
on-
find one person that'll tell you that they had a problem, they bought them, and they got rid of them. You'll tell people that, yeah, man, I ran them, and I guess what? I didn't have any bugs. Cool. You probably weren't going to get them anyway. I think that they might be effective. I'll even throw you a bone and say, yeah, they're effective to prevent. But like once you have a problem, I think they're useless at that point.
Yeah. You really have to spray, and you need to like spray every 2 days, 3 days. That's going to disrupt the life cycle. And you need to use a variety of sprays too. Like really, I think the way I've
That's
gone
the
about
key.
it has
Mixing it up.
really seemed to like they don't like it at all, and the ones that do survive are so few in number that like I haven't seen really. I am picking off like a couple leaves that I see the stippling on, but it hasn't worked its way up the plant. There's no webbing, and it's just like a couple strays, So again, I've been very fortunate, but I'm still washing the shit out of these buds when I harvest. Let me tell you, I'm still
That's a good
washing the
idea.
shit out of them. But literally washing the bug shit out of my buds. Oh, disgusting. But yeah, it's been a learning experience, really has. But what I wanted to talk about tonight wasn't we've gone over the spider mites, and I'm beating them. Don't worry. I wanted to kind of talk about choosing, like it kind of had a lot to do with what G3 was talking about. How do we pick our favorite plant? I guess is what I want to talk about. Like phenotype selection. We don't have to be breeders to like need to know how to pick the best plant out of a bunch, Even just hobbyist home growers like myself. I mean, I took clones. Did you guys take clones of all your grow along plants? I hope you did. Because you can pick your favorite of the bunch and run her again, One of the benefits of photo periods, if this was your first time doing it, like, I hope you tried to take clones. And guess what? If you forgot, if you didn't do it, we can re-veg. That's kind of weird and like, yeah, a little like
You
that
can take
movie Pet
clones pretty much
Cemetery.
at any stage of life of the plant as well. I've proven this before.
Yeah, even
Yep.
late in the flower.
Yep. It's just going to take a little bit longer to root, but as long as your conditions are ideal, i.e.,
Okay,
temperature and humidity, it'll
Mhm.
root.
cool. So just give them more time. But yeah, we can take clones now. We can chop the plant and like leave a little bit left to re-veg and grow into a new plant. Like you have options. You're
It
If you
never
got
really
the
is
room,
out of
quite
luck.
amazing.
yeah, if you
What's
got
that?
the room, re-veg isn't a bad option at all.
Yeah, watching a re-veg is quite incredible. How the leaves come back out of it's just
It is
I
amazing.
did it once before and it's phenomenal to watch. This like scraggly little thing that has almost nothing left on it, and a little while later it's this big, beautiful, healthy bush
Yeah,
again.
They grow all fucked up and retarded looking, and they stop. They come around.
yeah, they do. It's like it's almost like I said that movie Pet Cemetery. Remember?
Yep.
Just wasn't the same boy.
But
I've
then you
never
can
seen
make
that
nice,
movie.
healthy clones.
But we can do it. We can do it. So like for a non-breeder, right? If you're a breeder, you should know how to like select the phenotype.
Sure.
You should. But even if every breeder has their own method of doing it too. That's the thing. They're all looking for different features of the plant, right?
Hmm.
And I think we can all say the same thing as growers. Some people are going to want a massive yielding plant, you know, while some people are going to want like the best smelling plant of the bunch. And by the way, those are never the same plant. Just FYI, like in the rare instance where like yes, your best yielding plant was also your best smelling and tasting plant, then you have a fucking all-time keeper, like a true unicorn, my friend.
Hmm.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's up to me, right? But I think we get clouded, right? Our judgment gets clouded based on maybe like how it grew, characteristics, right? What you think,
As
right?
growers, yeah,
Like
for
what
sure.
like what you were just talking about, like this one here, man, it fucking yielded the most, and I like it the most. And then what I like to do is I'll have a sesh with a few friends and just get, hey, what do you think of this one? What do you think of this one? What do you think of this one? Hand out samples, whatever, get feedback. And oftentimes I feel like I'm in the minority as far as which one is the best. And then at that point, it's still up to me. But I like to get that
For sure.
feedback, and hear what other people have to say about, because they're not growing it. Most people don't have any fucking idea about the process it took to get it to that stage where you're smoking a joint, right?
100%.
They just want to. They're just going to give you how it smoked. So I like to get that feedback. But yeah, I feel like a lot of times I'm wrong, or not wrong, but my opinion's different.
But maybe you
And
just have a different, like you're looking for something a little bit different than other people. That's kind of the beauty of this process is we can pick our own phenos
mhm.
in doing this. Like we can, which of the plants was the best medicine for your specific needs, like not everyone's going to be the same. You pack pop a
Pop
pack
a
of seeds, and
Say that 5 times fast.
yeah, pop a pack of seeds, and it's like you know a little bit of genetic lottery happening. It's like brothers and sisters of the same family. They share parents, but they are very different while also being similar. It's like you're never going to get the same exact thing. So it's like you really do have to know your plants. And also, I find for me, it's tough to like Monsta said, there's always going to be your favorite plant growing. Like, which was the most beautiful? Like, which had that nice black fade at the end? You know, which had, I don't know. You're always going to have that favorite looking plant. But the people smoking it, your buddies that you're sharing it with, they don't have any fucking idea about that. They don't care. All they care about is which one smokes the best, tastes the best, and gets them the most high. So when I am judging my, like, which is my keeper, my phenotype, I want to, my, when I'm pheno hunting, that's usually what I'm looking. I try to separate my grower wants from my smoker wants. And every single time my smoker wants outweigh the grower wants. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just about the weed at the end of the day. Like, fades are nice, sure. But I'll take the most, like, the finicky plant, the one that yielded the least. I don't care. If it was the best smoke, that's the one I want.
I could easily choose between ones at the end. It's how do you choose which ones to cull in the beginning? Like, you don't have all of the information yet. You don't know how it's going to flower, how it's going to taste, how it's going to feel, but you have to make a choice to kill it anyway. That's where I struggle so much. Like,
Yeah,
there's so
see,
much
I've
potential in
never
this
I've never
plant.
had to do
This
that.
could be what you just take all of your plants, you like whatever pops, you take all the way to the end.
I mean, so far I have, yes. But yeah, I mean, I guess if you're breeding and you're looking for certain like characteristics in the growth of the plant and like the symmetry, we know autoflower breeders often cull most of their seeds before they go into flower, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just as a grower, I've never had to do that. So I don't know. Yeah,
Okay.
I would feel kind of bad just not ever knowing what this one would have become, you know?
Right? I struggle with that idea so much. So yeah, anything I pop, I'm gonna take to the end.
That's at least how I like to do it, you know?
Yep. Unless you're
In,
feeling snuffy.
yeah, rare exceptions with feeling snuffy, exactly. But yeah, like,
Snuffleupagus.
I do, yeah, drawing a blank. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. Did I mention that? You got me thinking about Sesame Street now
Yeah.
and how weird of a character that was.
Oh, Snuffleupagus? Yeah,
Ah, yeah,
100%.
dude. What? That was
Yeah, what a fucking
bizarre,
weirdo.
man. Very
Yeah.
strange.
Yeah. No, but as far as keepers go, I ironically don't end up keeping a lot of stuff around, right? Like, all right, so like we go back to like some of the stuff I've kept around over the years, like lemon carver, right? Well, I have still yet to find something that packs that type of lemon punch, and you know puts on good weight and just the taste. It's the taste for that one. I like it a lot, right?
Hell yeah.
Uh, I kept the pure Michigan around for a while. It was just stanky ass fucking gross weed that like I really enjoyed. I I ended up doing a couple runs towards the end where all I did was just give it to my buddy and he live blasted a bunch of concentrates for me. So good stuff. I could go on and on. Slurricane, just a
Mm-hmm.
classic.
Mm-hmm.
Kept that around for a while because the smoke was just phenomenal. It was just something that I couldn't get out of everything else. Right? That you're not going to want to keep everything, and nor should you. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad smoke either, right? It just may be like, yeah, this is good, but I've had this before. It's not
Yeah.
like, not jumping off the page to me, or it may not just sing with you and your body. Right? Everybody wants something a little different, and
Hmm.
thank God we have so much fucking variety. Like
I
It's
know.
amazing.
I
I
mean,
know.
Justin, you can just single out one breeder. Like, let's just, I mean, we're talking about joints drop, right? You can find something in just that drop. Never mind his back catalog. You can find something in just that drop that's gonna vibe with you. It's kind of hard
It's
not to.
truth.
Hmm.
Truth. It's amazing the access we have to the variety of genetics that we do. You know, in 2025, like my 20-year-old self, man, 20 years ago, would have scoffed in disbelief. Like one day I'll be growing a cherry banana bomb next to a grape juice and a grape jalapeno and like just yeah, we are lucky and we're living in like crazy times. Like I think yeah, you know, in very few instances are you able to like watch an entire industry just like blossom before your very eyes. And we're seeing it right now with cannabis, with growing, with breeding, all of it because people are finally able to do it.
Yeah, yeah, it's cool to
Hmm.
see. New states are you know coming online as well. Hopefully, more to come. We'll see
Yeah,
how that
greater
goes.
Truth,
access.
truth,
Yeah,
truth.
and
But
there are a lot of people too that have decided that they don't even give a fuck and are just growing anyway. Which,
uh, maybe me,
yeah,
maybe this guy.
yeah. I mean, look, at the end of the day, when I'm not going to tell you what to do, but what the fuck are they really going to do about I mean, a plant? I could see if you have kids and shit and you're worried about
I mean,
that, but
aren't
like,
isn't like all of the like what's the agency, the fucking ATF or the like FDA, like aren't they all like fired? Didn't they get doged? Like
let's just say they got
shit.
bigger things to worry about
I know it's
than fucking Johnny fucking growing
yeah,
his fucking home grow.
yeah.
As long as you're not
The
obnoxious about it, keep your
That's the
head
thing.
down, keep quiet, don't make a big deal out of things,
Yeah,
and they're
and
not going to make a big deal out of it either.
keep your
But
fucking
you
mouth
poke
shut.
the bear, they're going to come at you.
Yeah. Don't be
amen.
blasting your fucking unfiltered fucking stank out into the wilderness
Yeah,
either. Don't
no
be
selling in front
advertising
of
it.
the elementary school and
Yeah.
Right.
personal consumption. I think I think I think we all have a valid argument here for like like libertarian, just like do no harm. It's my own use. I am a consenting
Yeah. I
adult,
mean, look,
and like guess
anybody
what?
that knows me from watching the show knows that I'm an anti-authoritarian motherfucker. Even if it wasn't of illegal here in Massachusetts, I would grow anyway because I was growing before it was legal. So, like, no, I want to grow the plant. It's a fucking plant. If I can
Mm-hmm.
brew beer in my house, right, and there's no limit on the amount of beer I can brew, right,
Nope.
and I can make
And you can make it as
alcohol.
strong as you want too.
Yeah, I could buy a distillery and
You
and
could.
make fucking whiskey.
Actually, I do think there are still
I think
some
there's some regulation with
regulation
distilling at
around that
least.
with like you can't like be a moonshiner any
Okay, well,
still
guess what?
like
Now I want to make some anyway.
exactly
Makes me want to go
exactly
out and do it. But
exactly.
you get my point.
I do.
Like I feel like the laws around cannabis are still ridiculous.
Oh,
Um,
they're stupid as fuck, man.
you
They
know,
are.
like if you live in a house, there shouldn't be any limit on whatever you want to grow. I mean, look, if you live in a household and you have a family, how much space are you really going to have to grow anyway? Like, even if my wife gave me the okay, like, how much could I really do here? And just like if I wanted to blow out my basement, maybe there's no room. We got washer and dryer and storage and shit
Yeah.
down there.
Yep.
Like the average family
Mhm.
home only has so much space. I should even plant count or canopy space. That shouldn't even be some. Those words should not be in the home growers vocabulary. Period.
Yeah, just grow enough
Mhm.
for you, and truly.
Yeah.
But then again, it's like, I don't know. Yeah, if you are a cash cropper or like you're a hustler of some type, I mean, the way you pheno hunt obviously is going to be a lot different, right? I mean, like I said, I'm just going for straight up the best flower at the end of the day. Like I choose the jar that is gone first. There's really no other way to do it for me. But
There are a lot of people that blast, or press or
yeah,
wash. They're looking
like
for
a
different
lot
things.
of people for a long time, man, like their keepers were based on yield and pretty much yield alone, right? And actually, a lot of people selected away from the stinky, dank, like weed that I love today because they'd be locked up for that skunk weed, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
there were a lot of people that were worried about smell. 100%.
So, yeah, I mean, that's always how I look at it. Now, everyone's going to do it a different way, but I mean, for most of the people out there in the grow along that are just growing along with all of us, just take an eighth of each plant that you got and put it in a small jar and see which one is gone first.
I thought you
Truly,
were going to tell them to send it to you.
that too. And just forget about all of it. I'll be the judge, and I'll get back to you on it. No, you need to judge your own product, truly, and with a clear and unbiased, you know, perspective. So the best way to do it, I think, is just like don't even, I guess you're gonna know which one's which because you grew them, and there's certain characteristics you'll just be able to tell. But just see which one goes first. Which one do you smoke all of the first? Best way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't hear what you
yeah.
said.
Well, I appreciate you doing the mute. Thanks. The Yeah, dude. Oh my God, it's getting to be. We do have to keep it short tonight. I do apologize because we started late. So what I want to do is break into a Patreon's garden. I love me some forced entry.
Hold up, we're coming in.
All right, we are in Drennan's Patreon garden. I am not sure if we've shown him before. To be
I don't think
honest with
so.
you, don't care if we have because his plants are so fucking beautiful in this particular grow that I just have to show them to you. Right? Start with some bud shots. Real tight, close in on those plants. Super frosty. Very nice bud structure. Let's see if we can see a
Does he
little
say
bit
what they
more
are?
what's going on in his garden though. So I can tell you this one, I know this one for sure is that like cactus cooler. It's gotta be. It looks just like the pictures, doesn't it? I know he's growing a couple of those Hubba Bubba grapes too. All right, here's his setup. He's got a big, what's it called?
That's
A
some video
bed,
action.
bed of soil. Yeah, and he's growing like 4 plants in a bed. I have to believe he's an organic guy if he's using a big bed. Beautiful fade,
He
like
looks so
purples.
happy.
Yeah. Yeah, and like a real true, like, look at that beautiful
Oh,
purple fade. Like, it's so hard to do that without showing deficiencies and stuff. Man, the frost
geez,
on
look at the
those.
rails. Holy cow.
I know, right? I think that one's that Hubba Bubba grape. It has to be.
That looks great.
Beautiful. So beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, and like, so this is what, a four
Oh my
by
God, I love
four,
these leaves. Look at them.
and it's packed to the gills with, like, it's got to be 6 different varieties. Yeah, that's the one I think's the cactus cooler because it looks just like it.
Oh, pretty.
But yeah, this is what you can accomplish in a small space at home. You know what I mean? Like, this is going to be better weed than anything you've ever gotten at a dispensary, Drennan. I mean, like,
Mm-hmm.
I got to find out. Like, I know this is got to be one. I think this is, I don't want to say he's a total beginner, but I need to know how many runs he's got under his belt. You know what I mean?
He certainly
I
looks
don't
like he
know,
knows what he's doing.
but I mean, yeah,
He's
Look
got
at
the,
those
right there.
fat little bracts. How pretty.
yeah. I see a couple amber heads poking out. Like,
Nice
if I had a
photography
tent,
skills too.
absolutely. If I had a tent that looked like this, I would be so reluctant to chop them because I just like looking at them. You know what I mean? It's like,
Too
can I
pretty to
eke
die.
another week out
Eventually, they're gonna look
here?
like shit anyway. So
True.
might as
This
well kill them
this
bitches.
is really like the peak of their, like,
Oh, just kill them.
their beauty.
So pretty.
I just want to watch this one more time, just because. What a phenomenal video. See if there's anything else we can glean from what he's
Travis gonna
got going
start
on.
drooling.
Honestly, I am. I am. This is like, I just love to see this. I think the big bed of soil method it really does appeal to me.
Well, you know, it's funny. Me and Joint were actually talking about this the other day, and he was saying that he got a bigger yield with the same cuts in the earth boxes as opposed to the auto box,
Yeah.
autopots, right?
Mhm.
With, you know, and I was like, well, to me that makes sense, right? Because think about it like this: even though you have less soil, it's more than, like, the plants have enough room to, like, move around, and I think that them kind of living with each other in this, like, symbiotic relationship,
Yeah. To get to mingle.
Absolutely.
yeah, there's something to that 100%.
The roots are playing footsies
They're
Yeah.
herd
under the
species.
soil, man.
Yeah, and it can just think of how wide that thing could spread out, right? Its roots can go from end to end if it wants to, right? Yeah, so it makes sense to me.
That's a great job.
Mhm.
Really great job. I'm wondering now if there's another light above the tall plant here on the left.
I would
there
think
is?
so.
Yeah, it
Well,
certainly
yeah,
looks like
There's
it.
no way
Has
that
to be.
cola would be that developed up there. The darker plant. There's no way it would
Yeah.
be that developed without.
He's got to
light.
have a
Looks
light
like-
hanging up.
And it looks like he's got another light in back. He's got a bunch of lights hanging around here. Or am I just not seeing it right?
Let's see if I can find anything else back in time here while we got the page up.
I see a
Here we
bunch
go.
of lights.
Yeah. Yep.
Whoa.
Bar fixture.
Bunch of lights.
Yeah, he's got this quantum board looking thing.
Quantum
here.
board. Yep.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Sweet.
Yeah. Great job, Drennan. Love watching your work,
Beautiful.
man. So keep posting pics. And
Keep fucking yourself.
just, a friendly reminder, get that power strip out of your tent.
In the tent's okay. I prefer it out personally, but just make sure it's high off the floor.
I don't like them in tents at all. I don't
Yeah, I
like
don't.
it.
I
You,
don't like it
I
personally.
don't like it. Get it out of your tent. Just get an extension cord. Put the power strip outside. Use extension cords if you have to. That's that's captain's advice, but take it or leave it.
Yeah, and if it's on the floor, you're fucked. You will die eventually. Well, listen, I don't. People don't understand how electricity works, right? So, like, let's just say that thing's on the floor, okay? And let's just say you have a little bit of a flood, and you step foot in tap.
Mm.
Well, the electricity is going to keep working. It's not a GFCI. I can almost
Ah,
guarantee you it's
true.
not a GFCI. You're just going to electrocute to death. They're going to find you sitting in your fucking grow room, right? Sitting outside your tent, and it's going to smell like, undercooked fucking turkey. And
Oof.
the only you're going
Yeah,
to
we
be
don't
the only
want
turkey
that.
up there. Yeah.
Oh
we
my
don't
gosh.
we don't want like what's the term is like when you like what's that weird like where people automatically catch fire.
Spontaneous
Spontaneous
combustion?
Yes.
combustion.
We don't want spontaneous
Yeah.
combustion
Which I,
Turks.
I don't know if I believe
Awful.
in that or
The
not, but
worst.
yeah, that's another
Worst.
Gross.
another story. Yeah. No, but like, listen, if you have a power strip on the floor or some sort of electrical connection, and you do have water there, I can promise you that that water is flowing with electricity. If that strip is like sitting in water submerged, people think that it's going to shut off. Oh, it's a power strip. Go ahead, take a power strip, plug it in somewhere, and throw it in a bucket of water and see what happens. Nothing's going to happen. The electricity is going to keep going. Then go ahead and stick your hand in that bucket and tell me what happens.
No, don't do that.
Yeah. As your medical advisor, I
I
don't
thought you were a
recommend.
lawyer.
Don't recommend.
You're fucking
I'm
talented.
a financial guy, lawyer, medical. We,
Shit.
we do all sorts of unsolicited advice here on the show. It's on you if you take it, though. That's really the thing. Is I'm just giving it out.
Okay.
All right, guys. Like I said, we want to keep it short tonight. I do apologize for being late. It's all my fault, and I do have to say, the first bong of the day after 9 p.m. I would say was like 3 bongs in one, effect wise. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
enjoyable.
You're like a
Oh
truck.
yeah, definitely, and kind of like tie everything up in a nice little knot too. Like when you are selecting your best, like when you have your jars, your little eighths of each plant you grew out on your coffee table one morning or after work, whenever you're smoking that first smoke of the day, right? That's when you need to judge your weed. When you
Yeah,
have a clear
I would say that that's a
palate,
very, very fair statement.
right? And I also think you need to like really you take one puff and then like sit on it. Don't take another right away. Like sit on it. How does it affect you? How does the high develop? How is the come up? How is the come down? Really, there's
Mm-hmm.
so much you can learn about the plant from like how it affects you that first high of the day.
Yeah,
So
I would agree with that.
never gonna get to know a strain if you all you've done is smoke it after a bunch of other ones. You know, and just your system's all polluted with other
Right.
cannabinoids and effects.
All your receptors are all busy.
Yeah,
Polluted.
yeah. G3 said it better. Your receptors are busy.
Yeah.
You got to let them kind of air out, and then you smoke them up, smoke them out again.
Yep.
Polluted. I love that.
Well, just have a clear mind when you're judging your weed, and don't allow your biases as a grower affect which ultimately you think is the best smoke. truly don't. And like we all know what happened to me. The one that I thought was going to be my keeper wasn't.
Yep,
So
that's a good point.
just go into it with an open mind and like it's truly whichever one you like smoking the best. And I don't even think you're going to get a sense of that until you've spent like a week with all of them, you
No,
know?
I've changed my mind before. Like Pheno one,
Yeah.
Pheno two. Yeah, yeah.
You got to
I've changed
spend
my
a little time. It's like, every high is going to be a little different too. You're going to want to like, don't just smoke and sit on a couch. Like, smoke some and then go for a walk. Smoke and then try to go grocery shopping. How does, like, then take notes on each one. Like, how does your brain operate on this strain while you're trying to order deli meats?
It's like when you meet a girl,
It's-
the first couple of weeks the first couple of days you think it's great, and then after a week you're like, I can't stand this bitch.
Yes, exactly. Like you might get along great at first, but there might be some particular quality that after like just a period of time, a small period of time, you just realize like I can't stand that.
Gives you the ick.
Absolutely. You know what it is for me in is clinginess. No, with my weed it is the actually maybe it is clinginess with its texture, all about how the weed feels when ground up in the grinder.
Isn't
Like
that, I mean, only partially the genetics?
I think it's
Don't
mostly
you have to take responsibility for like a lot of what the plant texture is in the grinder?
yes, but also no. Like when you have two of the same strain that were grown in the same tent, the same environment, like one is more like pillowy and like velvety texture than the other, which has a lot more of those smaller stems that are broken up and a lot more
I
of
can see where you're getting at there.
kind of a grittiness to it.
Yep,
Like
I can see
I
what you're
don't like
getting
the
at.
gritty ones. I like the soft velvety ones. And that's usually a like bud to leaf ratio type thing. But
Oh, that's something too. The freaking leaf
yeah, how
ratio.
easy it is to
If
trim.
you have a plant that's a pain in the ass to trim, like just get it the hell out of here.
That is definitely a factor. Sucks that we didn't bring it up till the end of the show, but that is definitely a factor. If there is a strain that's like a bitch to trim, I don't give a fuck how fire it is.
Yeah,
It ain't
get
come.
rid of it.
Yeah,
It ain't
maybe
sticking around.
maybe that is the one quality of a plant that will supersede anything else. You're right. It's just like
Is how annoying it is.
yeah. I mean,
And if it's like really finicky to grow too, like if it's a pain in the ass to grow.
The easiest one of all time for me was Anaphylaxis and Toothless Alien from Mephisto for an auto. They're both the same. It it dried and you literally just flicked the leaves off with your finger
God, I
and
love that.
jarred it up. There was
You know
like
what?
nothing.
It's just like at a, sometimes you will find that like a lot of it you're just like, all right, all things are everything else being equal, I enjoyed the high from both of these. They both had a nice texture, not too many stems in the grinder. They were nice to grow, good fade, blah blah blah. Like a lot of times it will just come down to the what Monster was just talking about. What the fuck did you just say that I brought
Leaf,
that up?
leafy shit.
Yeah, bud to leaf ratio.
Yeah.
Everything else being equal, that is like, man, like you don't want to have a chore trimming your plants.
No, and I will say that autos do tend to lean on the leafier side as opposed to photos, but luckily we're talking about keeping things around anyway, so you can't keep an autoflower around.
Mhm.
That's right. That's right.
One and done.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, I encourage everyone doing the grow along that, like, I wanted you should have cloned. I hope you learned to clone. If you didn't, we have options. You can still find your keeper. You really truly can still find your keeper
Yep.
and grow her again. Like, that's one of
These
the
are facts.
reasons. I just think consistency wise, for your own personal stash of medicine, why would you not want to just keep the best of the tent each time you grow a batch? Keep the best one.
I agree with you, but I have some friends that have zero interest in that. They just want to try something new every time.
Don't get me wrong, love popping seeds too, but if I will say this, someone out there's gonna find a unicorn, right?
Yeah, maybe something we could
I
pass around
hope
the
so.
community. That'd be interesting to see.
someone
100%.
for sure. Like, you are the best judge. Like, you know the stuff. Like, if you really think it's that great, like, I hope you fucking cloned it. You know what I mean? Like, you'll know when you run into that one that's just like, holy shit, this blew me away. Like, that's kind of what happened with me and the Ram Scotty
Mhm.
first jar that was done. Like, just love that stuff. Can't wait till I can take one of those clones and fucking flower it finally. But we're in a holding pattern, unfortunately.
Mhm.
So just don't lose the one, guys. You don't want to be that guy who looks back in life and says,
I think you just found the show title.
what's that?
Don't
Don't
lose the
lose
one.
the one. It's you don't want to be filled with regret. Like, you never know when you're going to find her. Going to hit you when you least expect it. Always be prepared to meet the love of your life. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's what we want. So, hope you cloned, but if you didn't, yeah, we'll figure it out, guys. Again. So join us in the Discord. Head over to Patreon. That's if you want to support us, keep the lights on. Discord is free. And that's where we're hanging out most of the time, posting plant pics and stuff. Links in the chat right now, and also on our website. Anything else, guys? Got any?
No, I think I told people to go fuck themselves an adequate amount of times tonight.
I think you did. I think you
Yeah.
did. Well, thank you both for joining me late on
Thank you, Cap.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Cap.
short
G3.
notice.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
no.
Master.
Thank you to everyone
Thank
in
you.
the chat joining us live. As always, please tell a friend about the show. Drop our name in a Reddit thread. Bring some people over to us that have never heard the show before. We would
Get
very much appreciate that.
get a cultivation conversation tattoo. Nothing crazy.
Or
Yeah.
comment, and subscribe.
Yes. Smash the like button. And, of course, until next time, don't get caught.